What's good, Lifestyle Podcast? Welcome back to the channel. This is your boy Jared. Y'all, today we're going to be looking at a video from Anton Daniels. And this is why I don't go to church. There is no God in church. And if you don't believe me, Jamal Bryant tries to shame black men into voting for Kamala Harris. Look at this.
That in order for me to be a man, I got to know how to support a woman. Something is wrong with brothers who don't know how to support a sister. It was a sister that raised you. It was a sister that taught you how to read. It was a sister that taught you how to bathe yourself. It was a sister that raised you when other people were not around. It takes a real man to support a real woman, and I'm so glad I got some real men in this building who are not intimidated by educated women, are not in.
Hold up. Did this Negro just say that I'm glad there's some real men in this church? Now, let's rewind this shit back a little bit and look at the video again. And notice who you see primarily of. Let's go.
A sister that taught you how to read. It was a sister that taught you how to bathe yourself. It was a sister that raised you when other people were not around. It takes a real man to support a real woman, and I'm so glad I got some real men in this building who are not intimidated by educated women, are not intimidated by articulate women, who are not intimidated by women who are anointed to lead. And he goes, this man from the White House, he goes to Esther and
listen, man, listen. It's a lot of people that's going to lead you astray. It's a lot of people that's going to come into your life that's going to try to convince you to step outside of what God has ordained for us to do. And the reason that we are in this situation that we are in today is because of men like this that allow for women to jump on the pulpit right after she kicked out protesters. And it was some protesters that, I mean, logically, I don't think that protesters should be protesting in the church per se. But right after those people said Jesus is Lord, right after that, and she said, oh, you must be at the wrong rally. She never added context. She never apologized for it. She just then go on this pandering tour to where it's so easy, especially for black women in particular. It's so easy for us to just run back to the black church. She gonna run back to her connections, to her boule connections when it comes to the Divine Nine, to her friends that want to pander because they want connections to the White House and they want to be able to say, yep, I know the president. And then they let this woman who is out of order jump on the pulpit and be able to preach to the people who is majority women. And I watched the whole speech, and correct me if I'm wrong, she never actually said Jesus one time. She never actually acknowledged. Look, man, look, bro. In the vein of Obama, you see Jamal Bryant, and look, man, I don't care how much money that a person has. I don't care how much clout that they have. In this instance, there's a right and a wrong. And one of the things that I'm adamant about is that they need to stop pushing political candidates across both sides. And again, I believe that it's okay for you to have your own preference. And even if you want to share that preference, if you just so happen to be a minister, cool. But pushing them on the pulpit is wrong. Is wrong 10 times out of 10. And then you throw on top of that, inside of that mix, you put the cherry on top and you say, okay, well, now we're going to also push a candidate that won't even acknowledge the very thing that you believe in. And we've remixed what church is supposed to be, which is one of the reasons you see the majority of men walking out. Look, you're not going to shame me. You can, but all you're going to do is make us even more vigilant when it comes to electing a person that we know is supposed to be in the White House, because obviously America, and on an individual basis, we were better off under the policies of Donald Trump. And you can't tell me that a person that you let on the pulpit while at the same time they were simultaneously refusing to acknowledge that it's wrong for taxpayers to have to fund the transition surgery of a prisoner from a man into a woman so that they can then be in the woman's side of the prison. You can't tell me that a person that is showing up to a pride event on a regular basis is supposed to be standing in God's pulpit. But the black church has become a mockery of what the Bible is preaching for you to do. And on top of that, now you have men that have some level of significance and power and obviously ties to Kamala Harris up on the pulpit doing the same thing that Obama did and shaming men into voting for Kamala Harris and saying that you're not man enough. Listen, this reminds me of when they had men wearing heels. And they was going through that ritualistic process of men walking around in red heels, and they were taping them looking stupid. I'm wearing heels for my daughter. No, you're not. You wearing heels because you emasculated, and now you got to embarrass yourself because you don't have to wear heels in order to donate to a cause where 90 to 95% of all of the resources is actually going to administration fees and people and salaries, and only 5 to 10% of all of the resources is actually going to the cause. If
You know, I'm gonna say this, and this is why I stopped going to church. When I was in, when I was going to church during my tenure as the live stream recording intern or whatever the fuck they call that shit at the time, I would see them bring in all sorts of politicians at my church, local to state. And these people would come in and campaign. And then after they left, I never seen that person again. I seen pictures of my pastor shaking hands with President Obama at the time when he was president. Just happy. Now, this was a man that was very much connected. But the more and more I started to peel back from the church, I started to see a lot more devilish shit going on. The pastor ended up marrying a woman that was in the congregation. And that pastor had been married 3 times before he got married for the 4th time. 3 times. I seen the preacher preaching about shit and the women going along with it. Preaching about it's okay to be a single mother and shit. Like it's a lot of stuff that I've seen in church. There's a reason why I don't go to church no more, and I believe that the continuous shaming of black men in the church is the reason why a lot of black men are bowing out gracefully from going and entering into the sanctuary of the church. The pulpit has been corrupted by pimps in suits. They pimp the word of God and use those words of God to pimp women in the church. That's the reason why I don't go to church. all of this gaudy shit, all of this technology. Church back then was never had all of this technology, all of this money. The pastor in the fucking Hermes suit was never this. Now the pastor's rolling around in the fucking G class, a G wagon, I should say, or Mercedes, a brand new 2024 Mercedes S580 4MATIC with the 4-liter V8. He rolling around in a blacked out Benz with his comb over, saying, "I'm gonna get these suckers today. I'm gonna preach, and they gonna give me their money, so I can go pay my bills at my $2.5 million mansion." There's no God in church no more. There's only the church and politicians. There's no God anymore. I miss the early 2000s, the mid to early 2000s. I miss when church was church. They preached against this shit that we got going on in church nowadays. I miss when church preached against promiscuity, preached against hoes, preached against baby mamas, preached against being a single mother, preached against all the shit that we got going on today. You say one wrong thing, you get canceled, quote unquote canceled. So many things have went so far left. It's insane. But let's continue.
That if you can even prove that for a lot of these nonprofits, because a lot of these nonprofits is a come up, you know what I'm saying, for a lot of people. Listen, I'm not going to humiliate myself and make myself look stupid in order to prove a point to you that I'm man enough to look dumb. That sounds stupid. It's backwards. It's backwards thinking, and God is not a God of confusion. He is a God of clarity. That's what I know for sure. And he's not going to get up in the name of Obama and shame me for not only voting for a woman to lead me, but to also vote for the worst type of woman who was given to us to lead me. And they are trying so hard. I mean, they are working overtime to try to convince us that, or try to give us this person that we do not want in the White House. And she is a liar. She 100% continues to create policies around supporting things that's not best for America. We are in so many proxy wars. You can't sit here and tell me that it makes sense for us to be letting a bunch of illegal migrants into this country. Listen, everything that you're saying to me, and then you trying to back it up with God and with scripture, I'm not going for it, bro. We not going for it. You don't have to be a Christian to be able to see logic and common sense. And it's not just Christian values, it's Muslim values, it's values across the board. And we know that the strongest societies are those that actually are led by men, on top of the fact that she's not even the most qualified woman. She couldn't even stand up to Tulsi Gabbard. But now you have men like Jamal Bryant who feels the need to come and pander to us so hard and help us to understand how we're supposed to have a woman inside of the White House. And I'm not going for it. Nope, you're not going to convince me. Nope, I'm not going to embrace it. Nope, I'm not going to vote for it. And nope, we're not going to be shamed into thinking that we're supposed to vote for it just because she a woman. Not going to happen on my watch. But, I mean, I could be wrong, right? That's why I'm open to hearing what you guys have to say inside of the comments. So make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Also, Teach Henley, 40% off your first order plus 20% off of life. We getting it in, man. We gonna run it up. We gonna take care of business, and I want y'all to come and visit me in person. Get your tickets. Discount code Anton. That's in the description. Also,
Shout out to Anton. And it's so crazy that these people will literally accept somebody lying to their face all of this time. And I'm not even trying to get it on Kamala Harris at this point. At this point, it's the people around her that are the problem. She can only go but so far. But it's the people around her that's propping her up like she's the best candidate. She knows she ain't the best candidate. That's the reason why she keeps on having all of these people come out and trying to pander to you and trying to make you vote for her. Think about it. If Kamala knew that she was going to win this election, she wouldn't be having Obama come out and crashing out. She wouldn't have Jamal Bryant, Usher, Lizzo, Quavo, made this time. She wouldn't have none of these people coming out and crashing out for her. If she knew she was gonna win, she wouldn't be trying to get everybody to come to black men and sit here and try to blame black men that she's gonna lose the election. She wouldn't be dumb. She wouldn't be doing this. So she knows she's gonna lose the election. She's just trying to pander to us now because she knows she's about to lose. But anyways, guys, I want to hear you. I want to hear you guys' comments on the subject. Please like, share, subscribe, channel, support the podcast, and support.com. And please comment down below. I want to hear you guys on what you got to say about this. Anyways, guys, I'll catch you guys later. Bye, guys.